realised that it wasn't mine, sort of thing. And I said, look, listen, I'm sorry, it's you see the girl that's sleeping in the back, it's hers, but too late. They had actually called her mum to verify, whether I was able to drive the car or not. Now, Lindsay, you don't even know this. That's my wee daughter. Um, so they let me go anyway because everything was above board. They did search the car, but they found nothing. And I drove around from the Ravenhill Road down Ravenhill Avenue into Hillsborough Drive, pulled in, and there's Maureen, Margaret's mum. She was more annoyed at the state of Margaret, than she was about anything else. But God love her, she wasn't angry with me. She was actually more thankful, because she was sort of thinking to herself, you have been put into that position, of you went out tonight with no expectations that because Maureen knew Mo, the guy who was supposed to be driving us home, and she said you were put into that position, and I'm not blaming her because she does what she does, and thank you, for getting her home safe, sort of thing. She says, well done, on your driving and stuff. And I didn't want to say to her, that it was the first time that I had ever driven in my life, you know. But that was that kind of formed a wee bond between me and Margaret's mum, Maureen, and one that remained, all the way through, and very special. And then years went past, years and years and years went past, and I was still using this blue license because I was saying to myself, if I'm going to drive, if I did that, then so I used to drive everywhere. Then, I have to tell you this story, and then we'll wrap it up because, but there was the Renault 5 or whatever, and Margaret had said there to me that she was going to drive this night, so it was a Friday night. I remember going in and her saying to her mum, "We're going to Dublin, okay? Bye." And Maureen going, What do you mean we're going to Dublin? What do you?" And me going, "Sorry, Maureen, I'll look after her. Don't worry, everything's going to be okay." And Margaret and me were into the car, and off we went. And I'd phoned down already to the hotel. I can't remember which one it was. For 2 nights, Friday night and Saturday night. Then we were going to come back on the Sunday. So me and Margaret, 20 and 20, we stopped off and we got a couple of beers. And Margaret was driving and she had a wee tin of Sats and Brow pills, so she was drinking them. But she was totally fine. But we got to Newry. And at Newry, there was like a roundabout before you went. This is way before, direct roads from Belfast to Dublin. So you had to go through Newry back then. She avoided a car and went up over the top of a roundabout. It was the guy's fault, but it didn't matter because if the police had to come, then she was the one with alcohol, on her. But the guy got out and he said, "Listen, I'm okay, with this, as long as you're okay." We said, "Yeah, we're fine. Off you go." Thank goodness, that's there was no harm done, sort of thing. So I drove from Newry to Dundalk, and Margaret said that she needed to do a pee. So I went into the wee bar in Dundalk. She went to do a pee, and I had a whiskey because the guy wouldn't let her go to the toilet without a drink being bought. So again, indicative of the time. That was from Newry to Dundalk, and then our next stop was Drogheda, and then from Drogheda we were going to be going on down. Now, this is like by the time we had the wee accident thing on the roundabout, this was like 9 o'clock at night. So everything's getting darker and less people about and stuff. And we were heading down towards Drogheda when all of a sudden, and we felt that and what had happened at the roundabout before that was that something had happened to one of the wheels, so the tire had went flat. This was in Balbriggan. No, it was in Castle Bellingham. That's like just on the way to Drogheda. I don't know how many miles or kilometers it is from Drogheda, but so we pulled over and Margaret said, okay, and then I went, I'll just change the tire over, and she went, I'm going, what's, she says, the spur's flat too. And I'm going, oh my God, what are we going to do, And Margaret being Margaret, she was, let's plow on, It's going to be like, all the way down, but, we'll get there sort of thing. So, from Castle Bellingham to Drogheda, I don't know how many miles it is. Somebody's going to be able to say how many miles it is, 16, 20 or whatever. And we drove on the rim, 3 good wheels and a piece of metal that was by the stage that it went from to like a welder's arc sort of thing. So there were sparks flying out of the back of the car, but we made it to the Drogheda. But then a police car, we managed to pull in